Catch me in bed, she said, if you want to have a good time. It was supposed to be simple, just a honeymoon, just a quiet cabin in the woods, far from the noise, far from people. She picked it, said she wanted trees, silence, and nights where the only sound was wind and our own breathing. I said yes because she smiled when she talked about it, and I wanted to give her that. The cabin was older than it looked in the pictures. The wood was dark, like it had been soaked in rain for years and never dried. The owner left a key under a stone. No neighbors, no signal, just one long dirt road that vanished into the trees. The first night was perfect. We laughed, cooked together, burned the food, laughed again. She danced in the kitchen with no music, just humming to herself. I remember thinking I had never seen her that happy. I remember thinking nothing could touch us out there. I was wrong. It started with small sounds, scratching on the walls, like branches. That's what I told her, just branches brushing the cabin. The forest was close, too close, pressing in on every side. But the sound didn't stop when the wind stopped. At night when she slept, I stayed awake, listening. The scratching would move, one wall, then another, slow, careful, like it was feeling the shape of the cabin with its fingers. On the second night, she asked me if I heard whispering. I said no. I lied, because I did hear it, low and thin, like someone talking from behind the wood. Not words I could understand, just a voice that didn't belong to any person I knew. We tried to leave the next morning, I swear we did. I packed the car, she waited by the door, holding her jacket tight around her. But when I turned the key, the engine died, again and again, like something was choking it. She told me to calm down, said we could try again later, said it was probably nothing. By afternoon, the air felt heavy. The trees looked closer. I know how that sounds, but I could see it. The line of the forest had shifted, like it had taken a step toward us when we weren't looking. That night, she woke me up. She was shaking. She said someone was calling her name from outside, not whispering this time. Clear, soft, right at the window. I told her to stay in bed. I grabbed the flashlight and went to look. My hands were shaking so bad the light kept jumping. I remember the beam hitting the glass, and for a second I saw my own face, pale, eyes wide. Then the light moved past me, and I saw it. A shape between the trees, tall, too tall, head bent to the side like it didn't sit right on its neck. And I swear on everything, it was smiling at the window. I don't remember going back to bed. I don't remember sleeping. I just remember the sound of her breathing next to me, fast and scared. And then it stopped. I thought she fell asleep. I turned. She wasn't there. The front door was open. I ran outside barefoot, screaming her name into the dark. The forest swallowed my voice. I followed the dirt path, then off the path, branches cutting my arms, mud pulling at my feet. I found her at the edge of the trees. She was standing still, facing into the forest, like she was listening to something deep inside it. I called her name again. She didn't turn. I touched her shoulder. She fell, just like that, like there was nothing holding her up anymore. Her eyes were open, but there was no life in them, no breath, no pulse, just cold, already cold. They say shock can break a man. They say grief can twist the mind, but they weren't there. They didn't hear what came out of the trees after she fell. A voice, my voice, calling her name, from inside the forest. I carried her back to the cabin. I don't remember how long it took. I don't remember if I cried. I just remember laying her on the bed and waiting for morning. Morning never felt real again. They found me sitting on the floor, talking to the walls. They say I was alone for 2 days before anyone came. They say there were no footprints in the mud except mine. They say there was no sign of anything outside. But sometimes, at night, when it gets quiet in here, too quiet, I still hear the scratching, moving from wall to wall. And sometimes, in a voice that sounds exactly like mine, it calls her name.